Boom. All right, what's up, Waves fam? Welcome to another edition of Sunday Stock Watch. You guys, I am pumped for the week ahead of us in the equity markets, considering the crypto markets are popping off right now. So we're just going to get straight into it with this one. We'll kick it off with Bitcoin and also cover a few of our other favorite cryptocurrencies on the charts. We will then, of course, move on to a few stocks that are personally exciting me as we head into the new trading week. And as I'm sure you can imagine, those involve a lot of crypto related equities. So hope you're ready. That's going to be the gist of the video, you guys. Once again, a lot of charts to look over today. Next to TradingView, we do, of course, have CoinMarketCap just to take a look at this very impressive 24-hour price action. It's also very impressive of Bitcoin, of the king really leading the charge right now and asserting that Bitcoin dominance, because Bitcoin is outperforming most alts across the market, at least in the past 24 hours. And that is very, very bullish once again, of course, for crypto equities, specifically Bitcoin miners. So sit back, because we're definitely going to be talking some Bitcoin miners. Bitfarms announces earnings tomorrow. That's also going to be exciting. Just throwing that out there now before we dive in. Okay, so that's pretty much going to be the video, you guys. A lot of charts today once again. And then at the very end of the video, I do have a couple content recommendations for you guys to head into the new week with. The first is going to be a good one. I recommended the All In podcast a few times, but this is very tangible, very market centric, and very applicable to you guys as traders, as investors in this current market environment. So we'll talk about this at the end. And then the second is a little bit more fun, but still market oriented, still entrepreneur business oriented, I guess. And that is We Crashed. But again, we'll dive into these a little more at the very end of the video. Lastly, before we actually do get into the charts and talk some of these very impressive technicals, you guys, please give the video a like if you do go on to gain value from it today, because I appreciate it a lot. And subscribe to the channel if you want to stay tuned. If you want to stay tuned for all the updates on the cryptocurrency market, on crypto equities, on what's looking to be the next wave up, the next phase of this overall bull market cycle. And lastly, you guys, these Sunday stock watches are typically exclusive to the portfolio newsletter group. I make these private videos. I send out the private link via the email newsletter. But because it's been kind of a slow week on YouTube, I've been traveling a lot, and the market's so freaking exciting right now. The crypto markets are looking so strong, especially for a Sunday. It's very rare we see this price action on a Sunday. So I was just encouraged to share this with the entire YouTube family. But I did still release this video a couple hours early to the newsletter group. You guys are the real ones. I truly do appreciate you guys. And to all you guys who are watching on YouTube, if you do want every future episode of Sunday Stock Watch, if you want the daily newsletter that I will be sending out, and I will be stoked to write tomorrow morning to update you guys on how these Bitcoin miners, on how these crypto equities are opening up the trading week. You want to know how I'm trading them? You want to know which calls I have on Coinbase, on Riot, on Bitfarms, on all these plays? That is going to be the first link down below. Join hundreds of others if you're interested. Once again, $15 a month, $40 for every 3 months. I think it's very worth it. I do my best to make it worth your hard-earned money. And once again, it really means a lot if you guys check that out. First link down below. If not, no worries at all. Hope you enjoy this one. Let's dive into Bitcoin. So Bitcoin has just been, again, just leading with an iron fist right now. The king is conquering. So Bitcoin has broken through both levels that we set on the upside. And right now, there's very, very little resistance. There's very little historical areas that have acted as ceilings and floors for Bitcoin above this point before about $52,000. Okay, so this has been what we've been like, or at least in the newsletter last week, I guess, too. And I see some other analysts saying this as well. Once we broke past this previous ceiling of the high that we saw in mid-February right here at 46,000, right now we are seeing this clean, what will be a daily closure. It would surprise me if we don't see a daily close above this $46,000 level, like significantly, because right now we're sitting at 46.6 at the time of recording. And it seems pretty damn likely to me, and this has been the hunch of not just myself once again, but many individuals, many analysts, that once we break $47,000, it should be a pretty quick jump up to $52,000, okay? And the reason for that simply is because this has acted beyond this $46,000 level, this was the last significant ceiling. So you can see 3 touch points here as we close out 2021 in December, right around $52,000, acting as a pretty significant ceiling. So that is going to be my next target up for Bitcoin. Of course, we're probably not going to just go straight up. Although, I mean, hey, when you're talking about daily candles, 4-hour candles might be different. But when you're talking about these daily candles, we've just been going up slowly but surely, nice organic growth over the past week now. So if I'm being completely honest, it wouldn't surprise me. I mean, the trend is there. The trend is your friend in this case, that Bitcoin does actually slowly but surely continue to climb up. But with the volume we're seeing, with this momentum, with this type of price action, Bitcoin up 5% on a Sunday, that's pretty wild. So, hey, maybe we see a little more exciting price action. And again, especially in the case that the S&P, the NASDAQ start to climb as we move into the week, growth sectors come back, ARK Invest, ARK Innovation ETF, which is actually a significant player in my personal portfolio right now, and I'm really excited about to see how that one plays out over the course of this week. If growth sectors start to come back, if they stage a great comeback like they have been doing over the past week, then that makes me even more bullish on cryptocurrencies as we move into the near future. Okay, so that is Bitcoin. Let's talk. You know what? We can take a look at. I'll save some of these for you guys over the course of the week. Not look at ETH. Not looking at CRO. I will make a video on Cronos on CRO over the coming days. Did a full breakdown on that in the newsletter on Friday. But over the coming days, I'll make a video on Cronos. But let's take a look. You know what? Let's take a look at Mana and Render, and then we can move on to crypto equities. Just real quick, okay? Because, again, Mana and Render, all these metaverse cryptos look pretty similar on the charts. Mana, I mean, these are all just looking good, you guys. Like, when you look at the 4 hours on a lot of these, you can see some short-term volume. I mean, for a Sunday, the volume we're seeing on a Sunday is very impressive. And even the volume we're seeing come back in general is good to see. So, again, this is a very, very obvious ascending channel right here. Boom. Line of support on that ascending channel. Boom. Line of resistance on that ascending channel. I'm not going to get the angles out on these, but those look almost perfectly perpendicular with each other. Those are going hand in hand right there. So, love to see that. I mean, Mana, there is this little level, these resistance and ceilings, floors, levels, historic levels that I have set for Mana in the past obviously did come into play right here, and right now we established a higher low, so high, low, higher high, higher low. It only makes sense that we move on to a higher high. By the time you guys are watching this, I wouldn't be surprised if we have broken above this like 272, 273 level that I've had in play for a while, this previous high that we set back on the 25th. So next target, very, very short term, again, maybe even by the time you guys are watching this, because this breakout is pretty fresh, is going to be 280 to test the top line of resistance. And if we can break the line of resistance on this ascending channel, my next target is going to be around here at about $3.15 for Mana. Let's talk about Render. Render's seeing a little bit less love than the rest of the crypto markets, but Render's still looking amazing. I'm still extremely bullish on Render from obviously a fundamental perspective. I do think this will be at least, I mean, I think one day, I'm not even going to put a timestamp on this, I think Render will be worth $100 per token someday. But again, it's just a matter of optimizing your portfolio. If other players look better in this moment, then maybe hold some of that and then divest that back into Render once you think the momentum is over. But again, from a long-term perspective, obviously still very bullish on a Render. Short-term, it is underperforming the rest of the market a bit, but that's also due to the fact that it has been overperforming the market over the past few weeks. Okay, so Render reminds me a little bit of Chainlink. If you guys remember Chainlink in like 2020, how it would almost act as a hedge and kind of front run the rest of the market, and that's kind of what I'm seeing from Render. So if you guys want to know what the rest of the market's doing, just follow Render's price action. That is not direct advice, and I'm not even sure how accurate that is, but that's just kind of what my gut's been saying. And again, obviously I have to backtest that more and give that more time, but that's just had to just share that thought process with you guys so you can keep an eye on it. Anyway, Render from a technical perspective did break support right here, short-term support, but I do think that previous support will be used as new short-term resistance. I'm just going to call it right here, right now. March 31st, April 1st, April Fool's Day, I think Render will be sitting above $3.25 to retest once again previous support as new resistance, while also retesting this previous line of longer-term support as new resistance. Those two short term, short slash medium term do coincide on April 1st. Therefore, that's why I made it the price target. So that's cryptos. Again, you guys, as long as Bitcoin is crushing it, as long as the king's crushing, as long as the king conquering, the rest of the kingdom will likely follow suit. Therefore, if Bitcoin's doing good, the rest of the market's probably going to do great as well. Silver looking strong. Dixie, let's take a look at the Dixie. So it's weird that the Dixie is holding up, but silver, Bitcoin, like all of the dynamic we're seeing in the markets is very strange right now, and honestly a bit worrisome when we see the dollar going up, when we see Bitcoin going up, when we see, silver going up. That's a very, very strange dynamic. So I just want to make it very clear that this is not necessarily a healthy market dynamic, especially in the wake of interest rates being raised and the Fed really going on the offense right now. This is a weird market dynamic, and this is what I would not deemed to be necessarily a healthy market environment. But hey, again, the trend is your friend right now. The momentum, the trend overall is favoring the bulls. Therefore, in this moment in time, I will flip. I am bullish, but trust me when I say, and a lot of you guys know this, I do not hesitate to flip bearish, and I will flip bearish on a dime if given the correct data set that would encourage me to do so. Okay, so I just want to throw that out there. A little macro. Not going to look at silver. We'll talk silver. I'm actually going to be posting a silver and gold precious metals video on Friday, so stay tuned for that bad boy. Let's talk. I do want to talk Matterport real quick. Matterport. I just wanted to let you guys know Matterport and Vuzi are very attractive plays to me right now. SoFi is also very attractive, but I will save that for the newsletter tomorrow morning and catch you guys up with those. Those are definitely significant players in the portfolio right now as well. So I'll keep that exclusive to the portfolio newsletter group. But we will definitely be talking crypto equities, kicking it off with Coinbase, and then we can move on to Riot Mara. And little shout out right now to Smurf. I recorded a video for Smurf. That was a pretty damn solid video. I felt really good after recording that. Some videos I record and I'm just like, damn, I was just on it today, just feeling it today. And that's just how some of these videos are. And some days you just feel like shit. But Smurf, that was a great video. Felt great after recording that. And I will be releasing that early tomorrow morning, because if Smurf, as a metaverse real estate investor, they invest in land in Decentraland Sandbox, other obviously metaverses. If Mana and Sand are doing well, and the entire crypto market is doing well, it would really surprise me if Smurf, especially considering it was down freaking 14% on Friday, would not kick off the week with some very, very bullish price action. So we'll be releasing that early tomorrow morning. Stay tuned for that bad boy. Not going to be covering that now because that's the case. But let's take a look at Coinbase. We'll talk Riot, and then we'll close it out with Bitfarms. Okay. So Coinbase is looking pretty damn good right now. This is a chart that I drew on Thursday, I think, when I sent out this graph on part 2 of Thursday's newsletter, I think. But Coinbase, as you can see here, has broken a pretty significant line of resistance right here, dating all the way back to January 12th. Touch point. Obvious line of resistance that all traders are going to be eyeballing. Broke above that, was really crawling on that line of resistance. Did retest previous resistance as new support, but it is playing support, which you do like to see. Therefore, it's pretty damn unlikely that Coinbase falls from here again, especially in the wake. It would be mind-blowing. That's the word I'm going to use. It would be mind-blowing if we did not see crypto equities kick off the week in the green, and significantly green at that. Again, considering the crypto market, look, this is probably what crypto equities are going to look like tomorrow. You're seeing a sea of green on the watch list on the cryptos. You're probably going to see a sea of green on the crypto equity watch list. So very excited there. Coinbase, series of higher highs and higher lows. Coinbase has gotten over, Coinbase is trading at a PE ratio right now of 12, just under 13, which again is like the PE ratio of a washed up railroad company that trades in the Dow Industrials. And even it might even be low for that, if I'm being honest. So Coinbase, as one of the most revolutionary and honestly most profitable right now companies of Web3, of Finance 2.0, of this next generation of crypto, of US cryptos, is so stupidly undervalued in my opinion. And the fact that it got down to like $1.50 at some point is bananas to me. That's so dumb and very hard to rationalize. And that's what I have been saying is that's when You knew this market was irrational. This market was scared. We were in that despair phase when great companies, stupidly profitable companies like Coinbase, are trading at a PE ratio of 10 and are just not seeing any relief. And now that Coinbase is seeing relief, I think that's a very good sign of a macro growth stock reversal. And again, that's why I'm excited about plays like MAT, MTTR, VUZI, and ARK, just to play kind of that macro trend. But Coinbase, sorry about the tangent. Coinbase looking very strong. The next level I see coming into play for Coin is going to be about 210 here. But honestly, I do think that Coin it's very likely that Coin, and this is what I've thought for a while, and it might take a little bit. So I'll just go mid-April, but I think this is very possible by mid-April. A couple weeks into April 14th, I do think Coin will be able to test this previous line of supports. Boom, boom, boom. Strong support, strong longer term supports. I do think this will come into play as new resistance, and that would take us up from $1.90 where we are right now to like 250. And I think 250, that is in this market environment, especially when crypto's picking back up again. You're seeing volume, you're seeing the trade volume pick up. And keep in mind, Coinbase doesn't make money from Bitcoin or Ether going up. They make money from the volatility. They make money from every transaction where people are either buying or selling ETH, Bitcoin, any crypto. Okay, so again, Coinbase, amazing company, the brightest future out there, and I think 250 is very, very fair for Coinbase in this market environment. Okay, so Riot Blockchain, we'll close it out with Bitfarms. I just finished a little dive, you guys. I'm kind of losing my voice. My sinuses are shot right now, but Riot Blockchain, you guys know Riot is the OG. Riot is one of my favorite stocks in the market and always will be. One of my first loves in the equity markets, I would say. Been holding some since 2017. We'll be holding some until it probably goes on to my kids, if I'm being completely honest, and their kids. And I mean, that's their decision, I guess. Anyway, Riot looking good. Riot coming down, I mean, obvious series of higher highs and higher lows following the breakout of this line of resistance right here. And it makes sense to me that Riot is going to come up and test my next level, as I've been expecting, around 24.74. We'll just round it up to 25. But also 25 is psychological even. So we'll say short-term price target is going to be just 24. Say 24.50, right? 24.50 is my short-term price target, but who knows? Riot could go way higher. Riot's earnings call was amazing. Mara's earnings call was amazing. Their year-over-year growth metrics are insane. And again, Riot and Mara are other good examples of stocks similar to Coinbase that got unnecessarily beaten down into the ground as retail investors and even some institutional investors, because I know they like Riot and Mara a lot, just got margin called out, just got squeezed out, and honestly just got punched in the face over and over again around this area. A lot of people lost a lot of faith, but now again, we went through the despair phase. These markets are highly efficient. They're more efficient than they've ever been in the past, and I wouldn't be surprised at all in the case that we do see the next wave up, that comeback happen for Riot, Mara, Bitfarms, Bit Digital. So Riot Blockchain, short term, short and sweet. Again, you guys, I'll keep you posted over the course of this week. But short term, price target for Riot is going to be about $24.50 to $25. Let's close it out with BITF. And remember, you guys, Bitfarms is announcing earnings tomorrow before market open. There's no reason for me to believe, after seeing Riot and Mara crush earnings, that Bitfarms won't also crush earnings. Bitfarms actually has arguably equally as impressive of an operations, and they as far as like hash rate and how many bitcoins they've mined and in total and how many bitcoins they hold on their balance sheet, their numbers are very impressive, considering Riot and Mara are both 2 billion, both have 2B plus market caps, and Bitfarms only has a $700 million market cap. So again, Riot and Mara, there are obviously operational factors that allow them to justify that the fact that their market caps exceed Bitfarms. But when you're talking about just Bitcoins mined, Bitfarms, I mean, they're on top of it, and I think Bitfarms is about to absolutely pop off following these earnings. Okay, so Bitfarms short-term price target for Bitfarms is going to be about $4.80. The reason for that, simply because it has acted as a ceiling and floor for Bitfarms in the past. This isn't loading, but this is where a lot of that comes into play. But you could also go, I mean, like right here, you're seeing a ceiling. So, I mean, short term, just eyeballing it. And again, you guys, it's really just after a decade of looking at charts, you just see general levels. There's a method to the madness in a sense, but it is still madness. So we'll say short-term price target, like I'm talking like over the next day or two, by midweek. Again, considering Bitcoin, considering the crypto markets are just looking so damn strong right now, and the equity markets are probably going to kick off the week great as well, because I mean, if you guys watch futures, like pre-market futures on CNBC, on whatever, those don't matter nearly as much as what Bitcoin's doing. Like Bitcoin, the crypto markets, those are the real futures. And there's almost no point in looking at futures on CNBC or CNN. Just look at crypto, and that is the futures market for equities, okay? So at least tech-focused equities, I guess. The Dow, maybe not so much, but NASDAQ, S&P, definitely. Okay, so anyway, Bitfarms again, has not been seeing nearly as much love as players like Riot and Mara. And again, because I think their earnings will be blockbuster, similar to Riot and Mara, I think they will play some catch-up, and I do think Bitfarms, we'll see some love very, very short term, talking 450. And beyond that, best case scenario for Bitfarms, if we really do see a resurgence across Bitcoin miners, I will just say, previous support right here, new resistance, May 1st, go May. So beginning of May, early May, that would take us back up to 780. Let's do a quick price range on that to 780-ish. That is 95%, or obviously almost a 2x from current levels, okay? So is that, no, it's not. It's more than a 2x from current levels. All right, cheers to that. But we'll call it there, you guys. Is that optimistic? Yes. Is it possible? This is crypto. It's absolutely possible. So we'll see what happens, you guys. And again, subscribe to the channel if you want to stay tuned. And yeah, I'm excited to see what the rest of this week has in store. Bitcoin up 5% the past 24 hours. That's blockbuster. That's sick. And again, I'm just pumped for the week ahead of us. Let's talk about these because I just remembered I had these. Go watch this, you guys. It's just the first part. When they get into the Russia-Ukraine situation, I honestly couldn't care less. It's not that I don't care about it, and I don't feel for the people on both sides, honestly, of that situation, aside from Putin. But aside from the politics, they kick off the video with Brad Gerstner. He is one of the kings of the equity markets. This guy is a phenom when it comes to equity investing in private and public markets, honestly. So the beginning of this podcast is a banger. Go listen to that, where they just talk markets, and all of these guys as very successful investors in all of their own realms. I mean, David Sachs, part of the PayPal mafia. Chamath Palihapitiya is the godfather of the SPAC, Special Purpose Acquisition Company. These guys all know exactly, or not, I shouldn't say exactly what they're talking about. These guys are all veterans in their space and highly reputable and highly competent individuals in their given realms. And they're all great investors. So go listen to this. You'll learn a lot. And again, you can never stop learning. So go check this out. It's just the beginning of this podcast. They probably have a timestamp. So just watch like 20, 30 minutes of this bad boy. And then We Crashed. This is amazing. It's rare that I binge shows. Like I'll watch like 3-4 episodes in a row of anything, just simply due to time constraints. But I watched all 4 episodes of We Crashed in like 1.5 sittings. I watched it and then went and did something and then came back and watched it. But it was in the span of like half a day. I watched all 4 episodes available of We Crashed. So We Crashed is about Adam Neumann, the elusive and infamous founder of WeWork. And Jared Leto crushed, like the fact Jared Leto and Anne Hathaway are so freaking good at acting. Go watch this. It's a great story. It's a fun story. And again, it gets you in that entrepreneurial mindset. And it's a fun watch. It's an easy watch, yet it's almost a motivational watch as we head into a new trading week. So go watch this if you're looking for something fun yet educational and inspiring in a sense. And yeah, I mean, they're acting blockbuster. This show is fire. And we'll call it there, you guys. So let me know in the comments down below which stock you are most excited about going into the new trading week. And yeah, to the newsletter subscribers, I'll talk to you bright and early in the morning. Until then, always remember, take action. Make waves. Peace.